Hey friends and fans, welcome to Dave Talk Stuff. Heavy topic indeed, but kings. You're the prize. You know it, right? Stop spending for validation, right? I'm going to give you the lowdown, which should have been taught in schools, should have been taught by your fathers, should have been taught to your fathers, but your mothers, grandmothers, somewhere along the line, the feminist broke the chain of confidence and started raising metrosexuals, cucks, simps, romantists, poets, sensitive soy boys. Why? So that you would not reject the woman just because she had 3 different kids with 3 different fathers.
Emotional damage.
Of course, we immediately have the response, that is not the description of a good woman. Of course, you see the women and the cucks. Crayons, different colors from the same box. You're so dumb. The same dad. Why do your kids look alike? Yes. And of course it goes on. It's not even worth a side chick. And you all know the reason, right? Yes. 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 To turn you into. Yeah, see. They all got you lured in with the male fantasies in the 60s. Then in the 70s, they came gritty jammer. Gritty jammer. But when they come and they tell you you have to date women just because they have kids. Nope, not. Yeah, basically, the plan, the agenda, the forced relationships is coming. So stand your ground and.
Screw your feminism.
Now, of course, this is live on Rumble if you're watching on X or other platforms. I'm going to put the Rumble link out for you to join me on the Rumble. But of course, I will. If there's enough chat, we'll open up to a panel. All right, another fine Amelia meme has come out. This one is driving the UK. How can you drive the insane? No, you are frying their brain. It's not the world that's wrong, Charlie. It's the system. They have indoctrinated you since birth. They have destroyed your country without your consent. They have changed your country without consent. They've changed the economic system from a free market to cronyism. That is not capitalism. The, the left are gaslighting you to hate a system that they created, and they misdirect you to hate the system that will free you that you've never experienced. Now, how do they do this? Well, they make you seek validation. Now, to avoid overspending for validation, men need to focus on building their self-worth. Remember, you are kings. You're the financial discipline. Right? You are the disciplined god of finance, war, struggle, strife, and achievement. You are Nike. You are Zeus. You are Hercules. You are all the heroes that could and will be. All you need to do is learn that you can have lasting fulfillment in your personal achievements, not in external material possessions. This involves setting boundaries, understanding the personal triggers that cause you to spend, and redefining success on one's own terms. MGTOW. This goes beyond no dating, no children, no cohabitating. This goes to going your own way. What is MGTOW? Understanding the psychology behind satisfaction, gratification, simply comes down to you have an emotion. It's called the dopamine rush. You bought a luxury good. It validates you. How? Because over and over again, through the media you consume. It's called subtle psychology training, where they use repetition. The majority of advertising is not the 30-second ad, but the product placement, how it is used, when it's used, and all the other implementations throughout society. Now, the dopamine rush, to break it, you have to acknowledge that you had an emotion, you process it, you enjoy it, and then you dismiss it. It's 3 seconds. You have your emotion. It's your little squirt. And then you say, I am done with this. And more, you control your addiction. See, you can't stop being addicted to dopamine. It's your brain. It's your biochemistry. So you have to always control it. Remember, consumption is not overspending. You need to consume to survive. What happens, though, is overspending is when you seek external validation in a suit you don't need, a pair of shoes with a star's name on it, anything branded, anything beyond, right? If you can seek it cheaper, faster, easier elsewhere, if it's a brand. Now, I'm not talking about support for, say, you've got a hobby, that's a support mechanism for your entertainment. That's an okay brand. A suit for your job, that's an okay brand. It's a brand requirement. It's for your survival. It's not for your validation. Validation is when you buy a suit to go to a party, when you buy top shelf alcohol just to sit at home and drink. Maybe for your satisfaction. Maybe you can't stand this cheap swill, but they make the swill to sell you the expensive stuff. Learn to accept that you and drive out. The charlatans, gatekeep your life. Go your own way. Avoid social and peer pressures. This is the classic keeping up with the Joneses, where you have someone, usually external, mother, brother, sister, lover, who tells you that you need to spend more. You need to up your game. You need to step up. You need to impress. This is the problem with social media. The jock in the expensive basketball t-shirt gets more views than the ordinary old man, or the girl with the oversized inflated tatas gets more views than the competent video player who can probably run rings around the little harlot. See, the problem is we are able to be manipulated, and if we do not critical think, we are immediately manipulated. So, establish a budget. How to deal with financial self-control. Budgeting. Track your spending. Pause before every purchase. Have that cool-off period. How long before you need to buy that object? Can you wait 2 weeks? Use cash. Avoid credit cards. Avoid rush purchase on store credit. Always make sure if you need something big, you get the standard non-interest period automatic deductions, and you make sure you see the deductions and you track the deductions and budget for those deductions. So learn to save, learn to use cash, learn to say no to panic buying. I have so often seen, leading up to Black Fridays, prices go up. $7.99 $4.99 on, and then they're selling it for $7.99 and they discount it to $5.99. Practice saying no. Whenever you see the ad, you have a mental filter, right? You can learn to use it, right? Learn to look at the TV and you catch yourself wanting to spend money that you don't have. You proverbially oh, wrong one. There we go. Now, feminists don't believe in feminism. It's performance. It is performance, I tell you. And she is a ugly little piece of
emotional damage.
Once they get to the realm of violence and insults, of course, it is in society, we have to learn our value. And
Right turn, Clyde.
defend your value, kings. Defend it. Defend it from. And the best defense is your cultivation of your internal self-worth mechanisms. Identify your values and strengths. Who are you? What are you? What are you good at? Do not care about society dictates. Think about your physical and non-physical strengths. Are you reliable? Creative? What is your work ethic? Are you on time? No, masturbation is not validation or self-worth. It's a little reward for other pursuits. Now, pursuing fulfilling hobbies is not masturbation, of course, or chasing harlots. You engage in activities that challenge your mind, provide you with new or skills, as well as honing those you already possess, independent of other people's value. You want a war game? At 80, Vive Napoleon! If you want to be a video gamer at 50, Viva le Postal 2! Doom! Quake! Ratchet and Rayman! Mario Kart! There's a list on Steam. I believe it is literally called the top 100 games for under $10. Now, most of these games are in fact now between 12 and 15 because that list is getting quite old. Most of these games either require DOSBox or some sort of previous Windows replicator. They give you instructions on how to buy them and play them. Or you can go to GOG.com and get them there if you don't like Steam. Sometimes you actually get them from GOG free or $1.49 or even under $10, some under $5. Doesn't have to be physical, but if you have a shed, you find things to polish, fix. If you get enough things, yes, fix things for your neighbors, fix things for your friends, fix things to sell. See, remember, consumerism isn't bad when it is contributing to your health, well-being, your financial security, and benefit to others, right? Brand names are overspending, right? You are paying more for some bunch of rich hook-nosed tossers who would sink a ship full of white men to claim the insurance on the Thames if they could and did. No, forget enriching the enriched, the pirates, the opium dealers, the PDFs are all rich and only continue their schemes and preponderance of crimes, not because they are poor, but because they can get away with it. Next, support network. Become a network of mgtow channels. Support each other in a brotherhood. Now, this goes beyond not just subscribing to channels, liking videos, watching the entire video, sharing the video, but there's also participation in conversations with people either live or in the comments, or you go and you engage in chat streams where we can all communicate and keep each other up to date. Part of your mental health is communication with others. You have basic needs, food, water, shelter, but you also need communication. You need without social structure, without you need some validation, right? But it has to be supportive. It has to contribute to your success. It has to contribute to your survival. It has to contribute to your mental health and enjoyment of life. Again, it should not cost you more than it's worth. If it starts to become a brand name, even if you like to war game, how about we develop a war game that is not $300 for a model, that uses downloadable printed characters, that uses a simple 5 to 10 dice system that does not cost you the earth of player cards and models and expensive playmats. It's all those things are great until you realize you have limited time, limited space, right? Your house gets cluttered, right? Suddenly you got 400, 500 models and 10 packs of cards, and the companies never end, right? They constantly change. They constantly change the rules on you. They're constantly trying to get you to spend more money. And when you can't keep up, it's no longer a hobby you can participate in. They literally get you hooked and then they take it off you. Acknowledge your efforts, right? You're not looking for that a boy all the time. Sure, it's great to get a like on a video, but the best data boy is someone coming and saying, I watched your video. It changed my life. This is how it changed my life. Or, hey, Dave, this is what you got wrong. Right? I don't believe that a support network involves external validation. It's up to you, but trust me, you do your research on some of this. Social needs, there is perfectly fine and healthy social needs, right? Now, confident men do not seek external validation. They do not conform. They do not tolerate disrespect in relationships, right? They don't brag about material wealth. They don't seek material wealth beyond their need for success, right? They have no desire, nor do they act superior to others. Furthermore, they refuse to let fear of failure crush them. They crush fear, and if they fail, they get up again. You get knocked. Oh, wait, they copyrighted that song, didn't they? But you know what I mean. Nor do they engage in complaining, drama, or boo-hoo wah-wahs, right? We have a good old fun. We poke fun at the wah-wahs, don't we? So we get stronger every day. The more we poke fun, the more we cooperate or collaborate, the better we get. So, no external validation. No more people pleasing. No more donating to good causes. Altruism is between you and God, not you and the NGO who's coming around saying, knock, 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 please fund my expensive holidays and my lack of work. Do not tolerate disrespect.
You like eating red carpet, tough guy?
Yes!
Say you like eating red carpet!
I like eating red carpet!
Giggity.
And what do we do with the Loises in the world?
Right turn, Clyde.
There is no need to brag, no need to overcompensate. You do not need to inflate your ego or self-importance with flashes of wealth, job titles, or material possessions. You look at the house you built. You look at the toys on your shelf, the anime dolls, the video collection, the working tools in your shed, the boat that you built or repaired, the engines that you were able to fix, the books that you wrote, the lawn that you mowed, the trees that you grew, the friends you helped along the way, who just quietly said, thank you, brother. And that was all it took. You do not act superior. You're young and fit now. You're dumb and full of cum, brother. Step up. Don't think you're going to be that invincible little twerp forever. Now, do not fear failure. Many of us are paralyzed by fears, anxiety, and many disorders. Some of us become, and the more it rules your life, the more dysfunctional you become, to the point where you're can't even sometimes look at the screen and people wonder what's wrong with you. Yes, brother, there are problems. But along the way, we help each other, we float each other's boats higher and higher every day in little ways. Do not wait for permission. You do not need permission to. This is why cohabitation is a disaster, right? Women, only want to cohabitate, to control you, to be your mummy, so that when you say, I'm going at the pub, you need my you've got housework. Meanwhile, they're popping off left, right, and centre throughout the day saying, my body, my choice. I ride 3 crayons a day. I eat a bag of dicks for lunch. Yeah, that's your average thought, right? Your average Paris Hilton, right? How about the gall on that bitch, right? She charges 200,000 a day to be a socialite. That is to show up your party. You know what a socialite is? That's the cunt who shows up at your party without knickers on. Yeah, right now she's worth $20 million from selling access to her little patch of dyed blonde pubes and her regularly coffee washed cooch and her specialty what's that colon wash? That specialty Californian colon wash. All right, forget what it is. I think it's coconut juice or something. You know, they pump your butt full of coconut oil and coconut water, and then instead of going to the toilet, they flush your colon with because it's really all chemicals, right? And you know they say, "Oh, hey, it gives me a thrill." Yeah, so should probably not pay taxes in her life, right? Foreign earnings, cash payments, and bank accounts all over the countryside, right? NGOs, donations, right? All the charity works and hours put in, plus she's a trust fund nepo baby, right? Now that her cooch can't be washed, now that her ass can't be stitched up, now that she squeaks like a squeaky toy when she walks, queef, 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 there you go, right? She suddenly regrets being a 304 because suddenly that hip ain't straight, right? Suddenly her knees, when she gets on her knees, they go, right? So when 10 dicks go down her throat, she goes, "Are they in yet?" Someone gets out the dragon dildo and basically rearranges her insides, and she still can't feel it. Yeah, of course she's forgetting it. She's forgetting because there's suddenly empowerment and enrichment through being when you're an old thought like Jane Fonda, right? Doing all the grift, the facelifts, trying to get back your glory of youth. Now, you don't need them. They need you. That's why feminists it's always to when divorce courts and if you cohabitate one, they could take your stuff even without your permission. They could sell your house out from under you in some states now. It's getting ridiculous. In some countries, they can get in your car, drive off, and drive around for months, sometimes years, making you pay for it. Just by claiming they're in a relationship with you. Cohabitating is instant bankruptcy. It's just a slow death, right? A slow death, right? And they're always waiting to give you permission to do something. Well, they do anything they want when your back is turned, and do everyone they want when your back is turned. So you think that thought that gave you that cheap ride when you were a boy, you forgot how many others that were lining up for that, little cubby house club. So, yeah, the chubby house club. Everybody knew. The neighbours, the dads who built their boys a cubby house and took them and put their hand in and said, "Son, you're going to be a man soon, right? You're going to learn to be a man." And of course, it did. There was a lot of people who thought, sexual abuse was was external validation, right? Women do it too, right? They do it to each other. Trust me, they do it to each other more. They abuse each other all the time, all the way through college. Lesbian until a lug. Lesbian until graduation, right? The Carpet Eaters Club, right? The women. I have a boyfriend. I have a girlfriend. Or these days, more increasingly, I have a girlfriend. I'm worth $1 billion. My girlfriend and I are into threesomes. You watch, right? The gold diggers. The gold diggers, man. External validation, right? Society is programmed, right? Your governments are addicted to revenue. Your government workers are greedy, overpaid, and underworked. They will say, oh, no, 34,000 ain't enough. And yeah, that's become the average wage. But remember, that's only because of freezes and cuts today in the last 20 years, right? How many of them have been on 30, 40,000 for most of their lives? They get their 2.5% per annum, no matter what. So when it's 1% inflation, they're overpaid. We don't need inflation. We don't need to keep adding zeros and pumping the economy. Except they have to keep creating debt to keep getting you to overspend, to keep getting you to, because you overspend, you overwork, right? If you're broke and poor, and you're not spending money on hobbies, you're spending money on external validations and paying your expensive mortgages. You're paying for your expensive cars. You're trying to keep a wife who doesn't love you and never will. No. Society used to be the good old days, right? Women ain't women. When women are women, yeah, when women are weak, right? When men are hard, women are weak. When women are subservient, yes, those are women. Those are ladies. But today's society, you have men, thought, and simps, right? You do not have many good women left. And everybody's going to say, but my mum. All right, but your mum. I'm not going to argue with you. Okay? Because statistically, everybody's going to meet a good person, but you're going to meet a lot of bad. And unfortunately, it's going to take a lot of time before you realize bad people know how to hide their bad behavior. Right? It all stems from a lack of giving in to emotions leads to
emotional damage.
so kings.
Right turn, Clyde.
Indeed, friends and fans, kings one and all. Thank you. Take notes. Do not seek the approval even of I. We just give each other advice. We answer questions, be honest with each other, and raise each other up. And things will get better. Things don't always improve straight away. You have to be sick before you become healthy. That is a strange phenomenon indeed. But you have to purge the illness before you can be well. But you have to know you're ill. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please support the channel. And support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch, watch the videos all the way through. And of course, like, share, and subscribe. See you all in the next video. Bye for now. Oh, all right. Chatbots. Never mind. Bye for now.